Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you, Florin?
Good. Do you have snow?
In Israel, there is, in the north, basically, but also there were in Jerusalem. It was exciting.
Very exciting.
Yes.
To us, it's a lot of snow comparing with the last years. We have more and more snow.
Wow.
It's a usual winter as 50 years ago.
Here it was like a storm. It was really cold and the rain didn't stop and there were a lot of snow. It's not usually happening in the winter in this form, but it's nice. We're going to have a lot of water.
Yeah, but in Romania, depend from a region to other region, depend on the mountains configuration, because in some parts of Romania, it's a lot of snow. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
And
Good
in
evening,
some others,
Hello, Shlomo.
some others, no snow.
Bună seara.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. I mean, as in winter, snow is good.
Yes, this means water, because we need water to have in the soil in the springtime, and of course.
You have also more rain.
Depend of the season. There are some period with rains, but not now, or in some parts, but not so frequently or more intensive in a short period of time as a climate change effect. In autumn or in spring period, we have such of lot of rains.
In Poland, in that time, they have not rain.
Avem rugămintea ca toate persoanele conectate să-și deschidă și camerele când începem meeting-ul. Este o regulă a acestui proiect. Mulțumesc. I have asked my colleagues to open the video during the meeting because this is the rule, to have the video open. Thank you.
And also, if you have something prepared to show us, please prepare it on the desk so you can share the screen when it's your turn to speak. Actually, Florin, what we're going to do today is we want the schools to show us what they've done, or to tell us what they've done. If they have something to show, it's better. So we need your help in running the show at the schools. If you have a list of the schools, and it will be helpful because the names are difficult for me to say it right. We wait to Dvir. Today Amnon won't be able to join us. Maybe later he will join us during the meeting. Okay, we have 1 hour time until 8. We can do more, but preferably that every school will have a couple of minutes to talk and show us the work. We can have a conversation to talk about it, but we need to be organized today because we want to see everyone, okay?
Yes, I think we have to start, and the other one can join us don't lose time, and I will ask to do their presentation and ask clarification or question if they have regarding the presentation. So I invite first of all Constanza, because they are here, to to have their presentation and to ask them and to do the concern if they have.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
Constanza, you said?
Yes.
So
Yes,
please
we
be
are
ready.
here.
We're going to wait 1 more minute, just to be sure. Dvir needs to contact. We have Tovi with us. Hello, Tovi. Good evening.
Hello,
From
good evening.
High and we have Shlomo with us from the Rotary Club. Just a second, I will check with Dvir.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Evening. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. May I say some words before to start the Constanza presentation? I want to inform everybody that starting today, we have the second coach for Romania team of the teachers, which is Dorin Herlo, Rotarian from RHAW, university teacher, which will work with us to manage the presentation as well, the teachers and the schools, because we are a lot of people and it's not so easy to do only one person this management of the project. Thank you, Doreen.
Thank you, Florin, for this kind presentation. I'm new in this project. I don't know a lot of things, but I try to know in time all the things. Thank you.
Good evening, Doreen. It's good to have you here. We're happy with you joined us. It's going to help Florin because there are a lot of schools from Romania, and this is really great.
Okay, thank you.
So good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think that we can start. Toby, do you see Dvir with us?
No, but I can call him.
No, it's okay. Maybe he's busy. I have really a young child, so maybe it's busy. This is the time to go to sleep, and this is what's happening in my home.
Let me check with him for a minute.
Okay, so let's start. Constanza, we said. Okay, so good evening to everyone. I'm going to go through again because not everyone was here when I spoke. Today, what we are going to do is to give you the opportunity to show us what is your project, what have you done until now. If you have something to show us, like a small short presentation or anything, pictures of what you've done, please prepare it on your screen desk so you will be able to show us and share your screen. We're going to have we have a lot of schools, so please, if you can take a couple of minutes, not too long, not too short, and leave some time to talk about your project. Also, we have only 1 hour. We're going to, but we want to do it well and have all the schools the opportunity to show us what they've done. If you need to consult us in a private form, you have our contact details, mails, me and Dvir. Tovi is with us. Dvir joined us. Good evening, Dvir.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, so Florin is going to help me with the schools in the order of the schools. First going to show us Constanza, right?
Yes, Constanza, Andalusia, please.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I had some problems in our previous sessions.
No, you're okay. Good evening.
Yes,
Good evening.
If it is okay with you, we would rather wait for some minutes. We invited two students to introduce PowerPoint with I don't know, a report on a questionnaire they had this last 2 weeks with their colleagues. So they have classes until 6 o'clock. Perhaps they haven't arrived home. That's
Okay,
why
so-
They just
with you.
excuse me, they just arrived home, but they have to
Okay,
open
so
the
later
laptop.
you can raise your hand in the screen
Yes.
and
Okay.
know that you are ready.
Okay, thank you very much.
Who is ready? Which school is ready now?
Hello, from Târgu Jiu, Ecaterina Teodoroi College. We are ready.
Can you please write it in the chat? So I will write down the name of the school.
Okay. I have 3 students with a PowerPoint presentation, and they present now.
Great.
Julia?
Everyone. I am going to share the screen. Is it okay?
Yes, great.
Yes, it's working.
So we began with a map of our county and a few words about the rivers around it. The hydrographic network amounts to approximately 1.6 billion cubic meters in 1 year. The rivers that have the upper basins located in the high mountain area, Gilor, Șușița, Jaleș, Bistrița, have important average annual flows of very good quality because the surfaces of the basins are not affected by human activities. The Jiu is a river in southern Romania. It is formed by the union of the eastern Jiu with the western Jiu near Petroșani. The Jiu, with its sources in the southern Carpathians, crosses several geographical units and receives as many tributaries, Motrul and Gilortul.
We're going to proceed with the main pollutants of our county, which would be the thermal energy industry, which through the existing thermal power plants, SC Termoelectrica SA Rovinari and SC Termoelectrica SA Turceni, produces a strong thermal pollution of the Jiu watercourse. The oil industry, which through the extraction and scaffolding from the territory of our county, brings a significant contribution of pollutants in the watercourses. And the food industry and livestock farms bring a significant contribution of organic pollutants by evacuating insufficiently purified waters, heavily loaded with CbO5, total phosphorus, and total nitrogen. In the perspective of the 2025s, the Water Quality Laboratory of SGA Gorj aims to equip itself with equipment and personnel according to European Union standards, so that the full range of quality indicators and harmonization of the business plan in relation to the requirements of the European Union Framework Directive can be followed. Protection of water quality against accidental pollution. Accidental pollution is usually defined as any alteration of the characteristics.
And here we have the objectives we want to achieve in the project. Visiting the treatment plant in Târgu Jiu or Târgu Cărbunești to observe the way of treatment of wastewater and how the plant works. Students will carry out projects with the theme, the treatment plant of the future, through which students will find efficient methods and facilities that do not affect the environment, and they will make water treatment more efficient. Also, in this project, they will have to propose ways to reuse the water after it has been treated. Visiting the Romanian Water Basin Laboratory, and then conducting a water quality study together with the laboratory employees based on the protocol signed with this laboratory.
In 2018, the financing of a project involving the modernization and the drinking water supply and wastewater collection and treatment infrastructure, which serves the municipality of Târgu Jiu County residents, as well as the urban agglomerations of Humbeș, Jiu, Motru, Târgu Cărbunești, and Țicleni began. The project aims to provide a constant supply of clean water to the population of the entire region, which amounts to approximately 120 inhabitants, thus reducing the risk of to public health. It also aims to prevent water from leaking into the drinking water supply network and water seeping into the sewer system, leading to dilution of wastewater, making water treatment processes less efficient. As a result of these works, all the inhabitants of the region will be connected to the drinking water supply network and will benefit from continuous access to drinking water of adequate quality. This will have a considerable impact on the daily lives of many people, making an important contribution to raising the standard of living throughout the region. In terms of wastewater collection and treatment infrastructure, the entire local population will have access to the sewage system. Moreover, the upgrades have reduced the level of filtration in the sewage network from 45% to 27%. Finally, thanks to the work carried out in the first and second phases, the risk of uncontrolled discharge of untreated wastewater.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, I would like to congratulate all the students that have performed and displayed the first time their project. I know it's very, very exciting and very nerving. And I would like to congratulate you and thank you for that. And I would like to start a habit of providing feedback in a manner of something to preserve and something to improve. So we'll talk about the good things that we need to preserve in your work, and then we'll talk about something that needs to be improved. And I will give you this. I hope that all of the teachers and students can follow what I'm saying right now, because it will be okay. It will be important for everybody to understand this in presentation. The work that you've presented is very thorough. It represents your region. It represents understanding of types of pollution, of pollutants, and the sources of it. First of all, I would like to see some verification and bibliography. So where did you find this information, and how do you know these specific companies provide this kind of pollution? Because establishing this in your research is very, very good, but when you want to present it, it must be verified by the sources you have found the information. Second, unfortunately, this was not a presentation, because a presentation cannot include that much text. A presentation is all about introducing the key concept of your project in as little words and sentences as possible, while using the text. You can do it if you want to in the comments area in the presentation, and the text should not be read directly from the source. It's already there. If we want to, we can read it ourselves. The most important thing is to represent your work in an understandable manner, because we have very little time. I didn't stop you right now because I wanted you to follow through so I can give this very important note. But in the future, you must understand that presenting your work is limited to 2 up to 3 minutes. In our final graduation event, we cannot afford any more time for each team, because we will have hundreds of teams. And in order to keep that in a small, concise event, we must be short. On top of that, being able to introduce your project in 2 to 3 minutes gives you the ability to truly understand what you've done. And being able to say things in a simple way, in simple layman's term, so other people who are not familiar with the local area and the names and the different companies can also relate to your project. I will, but at the end of this today we're going to continue giving, you are going to continue giving our presentation. In the next meeting, I'm going to show you a small presentation of one of our projects as an example of how to advance your presenting skills. Your English was excellent. I want to congratulate every single one of you. We understood every single word, and it's important, but you have to talk a little bit slower, just in a more easy manner, not to be, I know you are very excited, and as I said, it's very nerving to be the first one, but keep in mind that you have to do it in a calm fashion, so everybody will understand you are enjoying what you did, because it looks like you did a very, very good job. So Marius, Fiorea, and Mihai, I want to congratulate you for introducing first. Please keep in mind, you have a very short timetable, and you shouldn't be reading, you should be presenting. I am not reading right now, I am just talking to you. I'm looking at your faces, and I'm seeing if what I'm saying is understood. If I would be reading from some place and keep on reading just from your names, there is no eye contact to be made. And when we are in the Zoom, when we are being connected virtually, it's very important to keep an eye contact with the speakers and not an eye contact with your text. So I will stop here because you can take on the time, but please, all of the teams must understand that. You cannot read from your presentations, and they cannot include that much text. They have to include bullet points of precise and summarized information you want your audience to understand, and you can elaborate with the text. Thank you very much.
I want to say something also. Congratulations, it was really great, and your English is really great. The three of you done a really good job. Dvir is right. The presentation needs to be like a point, and then there is a sentence, and when you speak, you are saying all the information behind of that sentence. Something that is going to help, if you may, your Fiorina, Fioriri. How to say your lovely name?
It's Yulia. It's the second.
Ah, okay, Yulia. Thank you. You started with a picture of the rivers, right? And you talked about the high area and the low area.
Yes.
And the impact. Maybe you can show it on the map to put in the high of the land, like with the colors. I can send you in a private. You know what I'm
yes,
talking about?
Topographic map.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's going to help you to say that you can see in the picture the difference of the areas, the levels of the land. Okay,
Yes.
it's going to help.
So,
thank you very much. It was great.
Dvir advice and comment is generally available for everybody. So we cannot repeat for everybody the same comments. You have done a very good job, but working together with me and with Doreen, you will improve your presentation according with the requirements by Dvir and Lital. And we have done in a similar way last year, and we have improved it more, all the presentation. Don't scare about this first presentation and comments. So let's move to the next one. Who is ready to do the presentation? In 5 minutes, please. Oradea is ready?
Oradea, yes.
Please.
Stefan.
Hello.
Yes, good evening, everybody. My name is Abordan Stefan. I'm a student in 11th, in 11th grade. And I'm going to share my screen in order to present you our project plan. We've already done our project plan. Can you see the Word document?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So this is the general available introduction, but now I am going to present you the topic of our project. So our STEAM project is based on physics, ecology, wastewater treatment, design, painting and drawing, areas, volume and dimensions measurement. The title of our project is Urban Garden and Artesian Fountains. During our biology classes, we have decided together with our biology teacher Liana Bako, the title and the theme of our project, which is based on a green wall on our school and artesian fountains. All of these together will be like a urban garden inside of our schoolyard. If you can see this red circle right there, that is the core of our school building. So there during the summer and during the winter too, the sun is shining and sorry, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but your
okay.
screen.
Okay. So the sun is shining and there's a high temperature in those classes that are in that building. So in order to reduce that temperature that can be 34, 36 degrees like in a sauna, I think, we would like to create a vegetal wall with ivy or wild vines in order to create humidity and in order to make the temperature lower. At the base of these vegetal walls, we will put our solar illuminated artesian fountains that will create too the favorable conditions in order for the plants to grow. Here are some purchased materials, and now I'm going to show you some pictures from our club where my colleagues from 10th grade have done great work painting all the vases where the plants can develop. In 1 or 2 years, maximum 2 years, these plants will grow and will create an entire green wall for our school. All this project is made in collaboration with the physics teacher, biology teachers, and even geography and our principals, of course. So this was my presentation, my word. If you have any questions.
Yes, thank you very much. It was great. I hope to see all the information presenting in a small in presentation, like the school that were before you as well.
Okay.
Your English is great. I understood everything.
Thank you.
So a compliment because it's not so obvious.
I think from my point of view, their proposal and their project is not only surprising, but at the same time very challenging, because they mix together from many points of view the water in this concept. And I'm really happy, and congratulations for your team and for your idea, as well for your presentation. Your presentation, it's a model for all of them, for all our colleagues, how to do and how to prepare a project. And of course, the final presentation will be in a different format. But the concept of the project is very well done, and congratulations for everybody.
Thank you very much.
I have
It's
a
really
little
exciting.
thing to add.
It's nice.
First of all, I would like to thank you, Stefan, for joining us for the second year. Stefan joined.
It's my pleasure.
Yes, and you can see he had the same experience to begin with, and now he's one of our prime presenters. We are very happy to have him, and we will hope to have you in the following years as well. One suggestion that I have for you guys is to consider a hydroponic system, which is much quicker to grow, and of course involves very interesting physics and chemistry and biology as well. And you can incorporate it with your existing project and help building the green wall in much sooner than 2 years.
Okay, sure. We'll take in consideration this idea. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Just a moment. Can I have one question?
Yes, of course.
Stefan, how old is your school building?
My school building is about 100 years old. In 2019, we celebrated our centenary. And we selected this plant in order not to attack the building structure, because it's a historical building and we cannot modify the building itself. We have to put plants, but only on the facade, not to modify anything in the building.
Okay, so you answer my question before I ask it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You came prepared for everything. It seems that you know what you're talking about. It's really great idea. I'm really excited from the idea. It's really nice. Good job.
So we are in Oradea. They are ready for the presentation. The second school from Oradea, Greek Catholic College.
Yes, we are. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Please do.
Yes, good evening. But
Yes,
I want
good
to
evening.
ask each school that it's showing us his project. Please write on the chat the school name, so it will be easy for me to know who is from where. Liana, please, if you may write down the school name that Stefan is
The
presenting.
National College, Emanuel
On the
Bojdor.
chat, on the chat, it will be easier for me. Thank
Okay,
you.
I have written.
Thank you.
I have written the name of our school, Romania Greek Catholic High School.
Great,
I'm going to show you the presentation that our students have made. My name is Natalia Hodut, and my colleague Ioana Ciupleu is here with us as well. Let me share my screen. Sorry, I have to go to. Okay. So Romania Greek Catholic High School. This is the team, the teachers team, and we have students from 10th grade, 21 students. The topic of our project is polluting the Krish River with floating debris, and these are some of the objectives that we have. We would like to find some practical solutions to avoid polluting the water and the environment in our area. And of course, to involve students to be active in protecting the environment and finding solutions for that, and take measures in order to protect the area. These are the planned activities that we would like to follow, like a visit to the water basin administration from Oradea, visit to the dam from one particular area from our city, identify the causes, and of course find solutions, and then make some materials to campaign and make people aware of the negative effects of the river pollution in our city. The first activity has already been done. And we have a group of students who managed to visit the water quality laboratory within the ABA Krishur. And of course, it was initiated by the Rotary Club Oradea, collaboration between these institutions. And within this, the students had the opportunity to visit the water laboratory and of course discuss with the specialists and ask questions. They could understand better about the quality of water and how polluting the water affects the quality of the water. We've got all the support from that institution, and I'm going to present you some photos from this first visit. So here we have our students visiting the laboratories together with our biology teacher and our IT teacher, and they could discuss many details and find what the problems are in order to be able to find solutions later on. And here are just some links of the visit that was presented in our local media. Going to stop. Thank you. That was what we have I mean, our students have prepared so far.
Okay, thank you very much. Dvir?
Excellent work. I especially like the visiting part of going to the laboratory. I think there is a great follow-up activity that you can do with water quality. There are several types of water quality. Lital can instruct you on how to conduct water quality for different kind of organic pollutants versus non-inorganic pollutants, and how to try to see the turbidity. There is filtration experiments that you can do to see how does the water look before and after. And I think this project is great, and you can do very simple activities at home with a syringe and put a little bit of sand and water and put some coffeed water beforehand and afterwards, and you can discuss about the quality of water in a very easy way. That's a very good project. I'm very happy that you've done it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
I think that such a project and many others similars require a lot of time to be in progress, to have time to do tests, to have time to take samples, analysis, and in different seasons, and to compare sometimes. So this project will continue after the 22nd of March presentation in the next months, in order to have more and more data and to be completed after maybe 1 year of expertise and experiences provided by the school in laboratories, by the students. And the final conclusions will be maybe after a couple of months of surveys. Thank you for your contribution.
Florin, I have a very important question with regards to safety regulations. And because in Israel, children are forbidden from taking actual water samples outside in fear of being exposed to pollutants. Is that something you have taken into consideration?
Dvir, this should be one of the questions, because the teacher have asked me if I have some specific regulation. I don't have, I don't know. I told them to respect the school procedures and rules and school legislation. I'm an engineer, I'm out of this topic. Education is doing as a volunteer activity, but the teachers know exactly what is inside of their organization and how to proceed in such of projects, and maybe to have some completion of some formats of some documents according with the school's rules.
Okay.
Do you have some models or such according with your legislation? You can send to us maybe, and to adapt to the existing situation in Romania.
We do actually. We have what we call a recipe for contaminated water that takes several household appliances, and the Ministry of Education has approved the use of this concoction within the school. We can send you what the Israeli minister has approved, Israeli ministry has approved, and you can definitely you're definitely advised to check the safety regulations. If you are doing water quality, check the mandatory the state regulation and the country regulation, what you can do and cannot do. And if you find that there is obstructions, as I said, in Israel, you are not allowed at all to approach water. So we must find different solutions. We already have them. So please contact us if you need the recipe, or of course, we will update it in our system on the website, and keep on the good work. Thank you very much, Odea.
If they go a visit in the water utility facility or to laboratory or to the university laboratory, of course the students have to respect the legislation and the procedures of the laboratory where they are providing the experiments. So
yes.
Yeah. Can we move from Oradea to Arad? And I kindly ask Dorin to introduce the schools from Arad.
sorry, they are here, and I don't know who wants to begin. Sandu or Ancuța, Moise Nicoară or Țichindel?
I would say ladies first.
Ladies first, okay. Ancuța Oana Friends, Colegiul Național Moise Nicoară.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ancuța Oana Friends, and I'm a biology teacher of the National Moise Nicoară Arad National College. I will share my presentation. Our project is named the Mureș River in Arad today and tomorrow. Here is the team teacher, Ancuța Friends Biology, Cristina Crișar Chemistry. My colleague is here in our meeting. Dana Kameniță IT and Software, Diana Bodrojan Mathematics, Rotaru Diana English. The students team. Our project has the next utility, discovering new information about the water in Arad, processing data in STEAM way, and the STEAM work. For the moment, our team activities were done, beginning with the visits to the water plant, the one for drinking water in Arad, Horia, where our students of our college collected technology and all the aspects of the drinking water. Also, last month, our student started to analyze the chemical drinking water from different districts of Arad in the Aurel Vlaicu University. All the chemical analyses were done at the Aurel Vlaicu University. Also today, our students start the microbiological experiments of waste water, also to the Aurel Vlaicu University. And they realized some microbiological and chemical analysis for water samples from the Mureș River. Here's some pictures with our students in the chemistry laboratories, to the microbiological laboratories. And our next activities are to visit the sewage treatment plant, the one for waste water in Arad, to collect information about water waste, to analyze the chemical and the microbiological results about the wastewater, and comparative chemical analysis of different sources of water in our school. This is our project, and I hope our activities can be done to respect the deadline. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You said I just have one question. You said there in one point wastewater. It's not a wastewater, right? It's the river water you talked about, right? There is a difference, because the wastewater is from the what we have in the bathroom. It's what we are treated in the special places.
Our student analyzed the wastewater from house, from all human activities, and also the drinking water collected from Mureș River. In our town is Mureș River, the principal source of drinking water.
Okay.
Yes, I have a couple of questions. You said they were doing experiments. Can you show us the results? Is it complete? Is it in the process? What is presentable?
Yes, they collected some chemical results like durity, some aspects like turbidity of the water, and now for the moment they get some differences between the sources of the water. So there are many differences of chemical aspects of the water in Arad. The water was collected from different points of our town, and our students will analyze the differences of the wastewater and the drinking water of our town.
Well, this is a great project. I would like to see in the presentation maybe a map of your town with the points that you are sampling from, and I would like to see some test results, and maybe something from the internet showing what are the correct values that must be in proper drinking water and what values they have found, and the comparison between the two. Because what you've shown us right now is your program plan, which is excellent, but it's not exactly presenting the project, because this is exactly what you're doing, but the project, when we want to present the project in the final event, we want the children to see the results of the experiments. We want the children to talk, the students, they're not children anymore, but we want the students to talk about their personal experiments and what results they have found, because we want to make science available for everybody, and the best way to show it is by children who understand what they did.
Yes, in my presentation was a picture with 4 of our students. There are involved 23 students in our project, and but the university, due to the pandemic conditions, reserved just 4 students for the moment. So
working with university laboratories and with water utility laboratories, you can, exactly Dvir had said, you have to include conformities, non-conformities regarding the standard. The method you have used, as well some statistic and graphs which show the results of your job, because this and of course your project will be a long-term project, because you have to compare the results in winter season with spring and summer season or autumn season regarding the drinking water quality as well the wastewater quality. So it's the beginning, but you have to improve the presentation with more specific data, graphs, and comparisons. Okay.
This is a plan, our plan project. I didn't know that I must present methods.
No, you don't have. No, you don't have to present the results today. And if you don't find the results by our graduation event, you don't have to display them either. But results are not the first thing we get in an experiment. Before the results, there is the experiment planning, the methodology, the dependent and independent variable. What are we checking? What is the literature saying about it? There's a lot of information about conformity and non-conformity, as Florin said, with regards to water quality and wastewater quality, that can easily be presented with numbers and graphs that can complement your work. So it will be, we can see the whole picture. Not right now, of course, and we don't need you to finish everything, but the planning itself is very important for us to see as well.
I would like to suggest one more thing, according to what Florin and Dvir said. I suggest you to check if there is a Romanian standardization for drinking water, or you are working under the European Union standardization for drinking water. And then over there you can find all the what need to be in the water to say that it is a working drinking water. And you can find there also how to check the water. What is the activity you must do in order to check water, what parameters you have to find there, and then you can, I don't ask you to go and find all the parameters, but you can choose 5, 6 parameters and follow the standardization, and then you can compare all these sources of drinking water against the standardization.
Okay, congratulations, Ancuța is the first step, but with those amazing suggestion will be a great project. Alexandru Bratu, we continuing. Alexander?
Sorry, my microphone was off.
Okay.
All right. The logo of our project is, just a second. Water and plastic do not mix. We made a pun here, a play upon words. You know, the medium water and oil do not mix. Yes, Arad is blessed with this beautiful river crossing the city, but unfortunately, because it crosses a touristic area, we have a swimming park on one side of the river and beautiful parks on the other side. It also crosses nearby forest. A lot of tourists produce a lot of waste, especially plastic bottles, other materials which affect, I wouldn't say the drinking water, because as far as I know, the city does not provide the inhabitants with drinking water from the Mureș River, but from some wells, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, everybody else. But it affects the environment, the flora and the fauna. The partners in our project are, of course, the Rotary Club Arad Cetate, and I thank you here publicly to my good old friend Dorin Herlo, the Aurel Vlaicu University in Arad, and the Mureș River Floodplain National Park. We do have a national park which also covers the area of the river which crosses the city. Yes, we are blessed with it, but again, it comes with, you know, with a certain price. The activities we want to carry out are chemical and biological tests performed on different samples from the Mureș River. And again, because we want to do a different activity than our colleagues from Moiseni Goară High School, we are not interested in the drinking water, but the effect of the plastic pollution on the river. The flora and fauna in the Mureș River meadow and how they are affected by plastic pollution. We already had this activity. It was a lecture given by one representative of the national park. And he insisted on the species of birds and animals and fish that live in or in the river or besides the river, and how their habitats and ecosystem are affected. Then we will have a tour, I would say more like a field trip along the Mureș River to see how much it is polluted by plastic. We haven't done it yet because up until 3 days ago, the weather was very cold, but weather permitted, it will be done shortly during this month. What will the student do is to measure the quantity of plastic, especially plastic pads, let's say in 100 meters. If we have 10 kilograms in 100 meters, we'll do some, we'll do the math, and we will find out on average, of course, how much plastic we have along the whole distance of the river crossing the city, because this is what we're interested in, the area affected within the city. And because we do think that plastic, it's not evil in itself, but if it's badly used, it may be harmful. We also want to build a mini greenhouse using recycled plastic bottles. So plastic can be used, and it's beneficial. It can be beneficial, but if it's used in a right way. This is what we are going to do. Some of the activities have already been done. We also went to laboratories in the University of RHAW, and other tests were even performed in our biology lab at school. Ready for questions?
Yes, that's very nice. Very, very nice.
I'm sure maybe not at the same measure, but I'm sure you in Israel are also confronted with this plastic invasion, aren't you?
This is exactly what I wanted to elaborate on. I come from the city of Ashkelon. This is the most southern city on our coastal area. And a little bit to the south is the Gaza Strip. And they suffer from waste management problems because they suffer from lack of electricity. And when they have a shortage of electricity or a major storm that prevents their system from running properly, they dump all their plastic into the sea, which washes ashore in Ashkelon. And our beaches, which are usually covered in magnificent desert sand that is arriving from Africa through the Nile Delta to our shores, it is completely covered in plastic debris. Yeah. And our schools have actually performed a very, very similar project. We went to the beach and we've sampled different spots on the beach, and we've collected the amount of sand, and we filtered out all the plastic and weighted it. But we had a very clear understanding of weight to volume. So it's a measurable aspect. I would like to understand the exact parameters of your measurement, because in Israel, we would like to do it the same. And I would repeat that again. Lital is actually working a different school in Zichron Yaakov, which will do a very similar activity. I have one little pun on top of your pun. Water and plastic cannot mix in a regular way, but unfortunately, there is another more difficult problem with plastic, which is microplastic particles. Once plastic have drifted enough in the sea, in the ocean, it breaks down to microparticles, which are actually not floating, but
we do know that, and we realize that, but unfortunately, our laboratories are not that sophisticated. They're not able to identify nanoparticles in the water. We didn't want to do that, but we couldn't do that.
This is a major problem. One of the major areas of identifying microplastic residue is actually looking inside the bowels of your flora and fauna.
Yeah.
Is to see the side effect, the after effect that microplastic has on your local, not vegetables, but fish and birds. You can see accumulation, so you can contact your local wildlife or veterinarian institutes and ask them if they find plastic in the stomachs of their subjects.
They must have. They must have.
Yes, so you can definitely show them. Even if you haven't found microplastic in the water and you can't prove it in the laboratory, a dead fish with a chunk of molten plastic in its stomach will prove everybody that the Mureș River also suffers from plastic pollution.
Unfortunately, yes.
Very good, very good.
And thank you. I'm sorry, Dvir. Do you think that some of the plastic bottles that you find near your town, is it impossible for some of them to be from the Mureș River?
There is a little simulator.
There's a tiny possibility that they are, right?
And I wanted to say that we have a simulator that you place your you locate your town and you place a little drop of water and it shows you the entire path it does all over the world.
Yeah, sure.
So yes. I can definitely say that if we have sand from the depth of the deserts of Africa, we can definitely have some bottles from Mureș.
Yeah,
it's all connected.
And this is another good example of globalization, right?
Absolutely. and another thing, I've built many recycled greenhouses. I have a lot of experience, and I can share it with you. Please contact me if you are struggling.
Thank you, Dvir, for the good advice.
No problem.
Thank you, Alexander.
Thank you, Alexander. I want to say yes, in our laboratory from Aurel Vlaicu University, it's impossible to detect nanoparticles of this micro pets and so on in the water. But also in the same time, I want to beg Alexander to put the right name of our club, Rotary Club Arad, not Cetate. Exists also Rotary Club Cetate, but doesn't matter. Pass through. Okay, thank you, Lital, please.
Thank you, Doreen. Let's move from Arad to Târgu Jiu, the second high school from Târgu Jiu, Tudor Vladimirescu College. There are somebody here, and please introduce your presentation.
Hello, my name is Manuela Radu. I am biology teacher at National College Tudor Vladimirescu Târgu Jiu. Our school is located in the city of Târgu Jiu, known for the works of the sculptor Constantin Brâncuș. In this project involves 20 students and 4 teachers. The students are in the 10th grade. We have 70 years old, natural science profile. The teachers are from science areas, biology and chemistry. Our activities is demonstration water in the body of plants. We make experiments of biological process, water transports, the transpiration, guttation, osmosis. We also analyzed the quality of water from different water sources in our city, and we compare the results: pH, hardness, ammonium, nitrates. This is our project. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can you explain us? I'm sorry, it was short and I was writing something. Do you ever plan to do some experiment, or do you need help to find something to absorb your research question? Radu?
My English is not good. This is my problem.
No, you are great. You are great. Okay, so if you have some questions or you want to observe the experiment that you can do that are connected to your subject, you can directly connect us to me or Dvir. And also you can find in the Moodle site the information. If you have something missing, tell us and we can help you, okay? With the English, with the translation, with the subject.
I will try to speak with them in the next days in order to develop the methods to be used and how to do the results of their experiments will be provided in the next period of time.
Great.
Okay,
Thank you.
move. Welcome. Let's move to Yash, to EuroEd school.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, but we haven't managed to prepare the presentation for today. So if it is possible, we'll do it for the next meeting.
No, but you can explain us what is the subject, what you have done.
Well, I don't know exactly. My colleague was supposed to be in the meeting who did the project, but it's because of medical issues she couldn't attend. So she worked with the children. I'm not very sure what it is about.
Tell me, did she? Do you know if she logged into the Moodle? Did she done the program plan?
We logged in November, but we cannot recover the password. So Andrea, my colleague Andrea Clemente, sent an email to you. She wanted to find out how to log on the platform. She couldn't. She even sent a picture with the problem there. So we didn't manage to do it.
Okay, so our next step is to.
So Andrea Clemente sent a message with this problem.
Okay, so we're going to help her, and please make sure that in the few next days the program plan that there is in the Moodle site we'll fill in, and we can see what is the program and what is the subject. So we have like a plan to see that we are on the times. Okay, I will send it to Florin, or I can send it directly to Andrea to explain what to do. Okay.
Yes, please, please get in touch.
Please write me in the chat the school name and again the name of the full name of Andrea, and I will write it down, and so I will have it. Okay.
Okay, in the chat. Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's move from Yash to Republic of Moldova. I think somebody is connected with us, but I understood that they are in a similar situation as Yash school for the reasons connected to the COVID. They didn't have time and students to work. They are working now online, and the student couldn't join and to provide the project concept. But I suppose somebody is connected with us and to explain a little bit more the situation. Thank you, Galina.
Yes, good evening to everyone. We have the idea of the project, and our students are doing the research of getting the information about the perimeter of our school's roof, because we are going to find and think about a system which is going to be connected with the draining system of rainwater. And in this way, we will manage to design a system of using this water to water plants and bushes and trees into our school's garden. And we are still working. We need to calculate the amount of water which was the previous year, and to make some predictions about what is going to happen this year, and how our system is going to function. So this is our idea. Our students are still working. We are meeting the next, tomorrow we are meeting. We have a meeting to discuss all the details. And for the next meeting, together with you and with our beloved trainers, we are going to be able to present and give you more numbers, data, and also a lot of other information. Thank you very much for understanding.
Thank you. I have a lot of information about it's called green roof. It's a really good solution in a town that there are problems with floods, and now that we have the rain season is really crazy, that we have really strong rains and then nothing. So the solution of the green roof, it's really great. I have some, I think I have an information. I need to check if I have some photos from around the world, like examples. I done a course about that. So I can send you an email. I will write me down, and if I will find it, I will send you the pictures. It's really great, and you can see examples and take any ideas from there. Thank you. Thank you. Good idea.
Thank you.
I have a little comment, Florin, if you don't mind. For all the schools who are struggling with COVID, we in Israel we started the hybrid and offline learning 2 years ago, and we found a couple of solutions that can help you even conduct simple experiments at home with the children. If you are still struggling, or if the situation gets worse, we can offer you several very easy experiments with energy or water or growing stuff at home, little little tricks that you can do in the kitchen. I call it physics from your kitchen, and you can still achieve something this year. If not a complete project, no worries, but at least your children will have something to remember, that you didn't give up on them. So we didn't give up on their study, we didn't give up on their education, and we're still providing them with solutions, even if they are at home. So contact us, we will help you.
Thank you.
So let's move from Republic of Moldova, which is a land of good wines, to the land of Dracula, which is Transylvania. And the last two clubs are from my city and my county. I will introduce the representatives from Andrei Mureșanu Bistrița College. Please, somebody to do the presentation.
I will share my screen now. Did you see? Do you see?
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. My name is Cărușunel. I'm in the 11th grade of the National College of Andrei Mureșanu in Bistrița. Our project is named The Minerals of Eternal Youth. We name the project like that after the water from St. George's Bay, which is a town in our county. And it's named the Hebe water, which is named after the Hebe goddess, which is the goddess of eternal youth. And in this project, we aim to protect the waters, and we kind of make a correlation between the water from St. George's Bay to the water from Karlovy Vary, from Czech Republic. Now I would like to say to Christy to move on, if you like.
Sure.
Here are some pictures from our meetings, and here we discuss and we make the project.
Our project plan, the mineral waters that exist in St. George's Bay, Bistrița, are at the same depth and have the same mineral composition with the ones from Karlovy Vary, Czech Republic. They even communicate from underneath the volcanic layer of the lithosphere.
Here we have a sketch drawn by one of our members, and I will try to shortly explain it. Because of the pressure that lithosphere puts on the groundwater layer, she looks for a way out. But because the energy layer is here down, the water, which is sweet now, can get out. So the only way to live is by going up. In her path, the water travels through the volcanic layer, where it absorbs a lot of minerals and becomes carbonated. And after its travel in the underground, in the end, the water spring in both places with a high pressure. For creating our project, we organized 4 teams, each team having a responsibility in a domain. The domain is art geography, chemistry, general presentation, and translation. Now we have a short video explaining exactly what we worked at.
The Balmio Climateric Resort is located in the northeastern part of Bistrița and Săut County, at the southern end of the Romania Mountains, in the area of the Borcut Brook in Someșul Mare, in a beautiful depression located between the 2 gorges, one southern that opens towards Ilva Mică, and the other northern one, which facilitates this connection. If you like, Chris, okay, thanks. Which facilitates its connection with the upstream localities, Maieru, Anieș, Rodna, and Șanț.
The city is located at the altitude of 446 meters between the geographical coordinates 24 with 43 east longitude and 47 with 39 north longitude. The city is divided into 2 districts areas. The town itself with a buildable area of 148.5 hectares and a spa resort with an area of 46.5 hectares.
As a consequence of the settlement on the southern slope of the Romania Mountains, the resort has a subalpine climate with cool summers and winters without harsh frost, feeling strongly both the breezes and the currents that channels along the valley. And here we can see the actual town and the valley itself.
The Karlovy region is located in the west of Czech Republic and was established by the split of Zapadesky region to form the Karlovarsky region and Plensky region. In the north and in the west is the state border with Germany. In the east it's neighbor with the Ustek region, and in the south is with Plensky region.
An enveloping spa landscape is characterized with by terrace valley sites, extravagant villas, promenades and pathways, and solitary lookout buildings. Historic spas buildings continue in use for balneological treatments, and nowhere today is the drinking cure more evident than in the beautiful colonnades, where thousands of daily visitors may be seen with traditional shaped porcelain spa cups. And we have a photo from Karlovy Vary.
Now we have the highest point from Karlovy Vary, which is Klinovec, with an altitude of 1,244 meters in the Karlovy Vary district, as well as the lowest point in the region has the altitude of 320 meters, which is one of the Ohra River and the border of the region. The Ohra River is also the most important river in the Karlovarsky region, and the whole area belongs to its basin.
Here we have a photo with the 2 towns, and we have the height, which is kind of similar. It differs just by 1 meters, the longitude and the latitude of each one, and we kind of see they are related to one another.
Each source of mineral water is considered a therapeutic individuality. Even if the physico-chemical composition is close and contains a complex of substance whose action is due to pharmacodynamic property and the interaction of the elements contained. The Ministry of Health, through this institute, undertaken in St. George Bay, work of exploitation and capture of new mineral water sources. First, during the year 1950, 1952, then continued in 1954, 1963. And in 1967, 1975, works after which the resort was built at the level of this therapeutic importance of its water. Here we have the bibliography. For other information, we are going to take mineral water samples to the lab to study because we don't have such labs at our school. We are going to study the concentration of the minerals, and the results will be presented in the final presentation. We will compare the results of the actual chemical composition with the results shown at each spring 15 years ago. And we would like to thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. It was great. Yeah, I love the photos. It's really beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Romania.
First of all, Christian, can I ask you if is there a better place for your camera to be positioned so the camera will be viewing you instead of your chin? This way,
I tried.
There you go.
It's okay.
Excellent. Now, and I would like to ask, we usually give the comments back, but now I would like to ask you, the presenters, according to the previous comments we have given, what would you improve in your presentation?
We wouldn't read from the presentation. We would have more structured ideas, and we will work harder to pointed information. We will not in the presentation will not put the stories and the high story of St. George Bay, only the most important things, and we will say the rest.
That's right. If you have very interesting stories or anecdote, they can be added while you are displaying your presentation. That way you can do it more naturally. I have another thing. This is about structure, okay? One thing about content. Would you change anything in your presentation? Would you give us more emphasis on one thing over the other? What is the key concept of your project? Is it the spa or is it the quality of the water the spa provides?
We would like to protect the mineral waters and try to change the public opinion and to gain some resources for our waters, because the St. George Bay and Karlovy Vary region has the same water, the same mineral water, but the Czech Republic is more devoted.
Well, I do believe it's just a matter of better branding. Karlovy Vary is, you know, Charles the Great's bath. It's supposedly the place he used to take his famous bath to be relaxed and cure himself. So it's the place of kings. So maybe you'll find a better name for your places and maybe add another one of your ancestors' king. But definitely try to make sure that this is what you are presenting. The conservation of water, the quality, the appropriate, because you've only used it in the last slide. Only the last slide you've talked about how important it is and how you want to preserve it and what efforts does the local authorities do. So make sure you have the right emphasis. Don't give too much time for anecdotes and stories and explaining the nature around your city, and leave very short time for the actual experience you've conducted. Make sure you space it correctly. And that's very important. And another thing, you've made a video, which is very short and concise. If you make a video, you can record your translation and hear it and see if you like it or not. But if you make a video and you keep on pausing it, you better use just a regular presentation so you'll be more flexible when you're talking. So these are two different media that you can use to present. If you're going to do it in a flexible manner, use a power presentation. If you're going to do something fixed that you've trained about, please display the video without pausing and playing it. It's very important because it creates a distance between you and the viewer, and we cannot understand all the information. Thank you.
Thank you for the.
Thank you, Dvir, for your comments. You have right. You have to focus on the St. George Bay water quality, what to do there, what to improve, what is happened, because if you compare St. George Bay with Carlo Vivari. Nobody knows which is what means St. George Bay. Only we know in Romania, in our region, but we have to show to the people and to be involved in the preservation of the water, of the mineral water quality, and to show to the people which are the benefits for the health of the people. And we have to talk to improve according with the Dvir comments, your presentation, which is of course challenging for everybody as a topic, and we will improve together.
Yes, and one last thing, you said you had one of your students drawing the map of the different layers. Is that correct?
Yes, Wana.
Well, this is art. It's a piece of art. If you've done it by hand and draw it by yourself, it's very, very beautiful. And I want that to be the centerpiece of your poster because it's magnificent. It's showing also understanding of geology, water, pressures, and of course, very talented work. I'm very happy to see it.
Thank you so much.
Is it you, Nikolai? Did you paint
Yes,
it?
yes, yes.
It's great. It's really
Amazing.
beautiful picture.
Amazing.
One second.
So,
yes, show it to us. Yes. Oh.
This is great. It's like in a learning book.
Yes.
It's really good. High level of.
High level. If I need something illustrated, I will definitely send it your way.
So thank you for all the school presentation, because the last one, which is from my county, from the rural area, Lechința High School, they have done the presentation in our last meeting. Only some words if they want to say, because we don't want to lose time now. We don't have so much time. They have done last meeting presentation, but let's say some words from Lechința High School.
Everyone, I am Adrian Iliuț, an English teacher from Technological High School Lechința. As Mr. Iliescu said, we presented last time our draft of our project. So we intend to share only one aspect tonight, a new one. It is about our working plan regarding our project. So to do that, I will invite one of our students, Corina Iliuță, next to me, to show you and to say a few words about it. So if you please, Corina.
I'm Corina Iliuță, a student at Technological High School Lechința, and I'm going to present to you our working plan. So we did...
Do you see it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
We did workshops in order to establish the subject and the title of the project. We decided on High to Water RHAW, where we want to show you the importance of the water in Romanian traditions and fairy tales. Okay. We searched for informations about Romanian traditions regarding water. We created and applied a questionnaire about water importance to see how much our students know about the subject we decide on. We created a logo of the project. You can see it on the screen. It consists in a triangle which symbolizes the water, and a grape, the symbol of our village, made of water chemical formula. Then we gathered some photos which reflect the water traditions, as you can see on the presentation. Here are some photos. Then we made a to-do list which consists in interpreting a questionnaire results, making the final form of our project, sharing or disseminating the project results, and then celebrating the end of the project. And this is all. Thank you for watching.
Thank you very much.
Very well.
Yeah, it's really beautiful, the logo.
Very well presented.
Very smart, yeah.
Yes, but unfortunately, I don't want to disappoint you. Romanian schools, they have decided to have a common logo last year, and I kindly ask to use all the schools the Romanian logo which was selected last year. You have received this, and you can keep this logo for some other projects or for some other presentation, or combine the logo, your logo, with the Romanian schools logo. You know, this was our last year selection, but the rest of.
We'll do so.
Okay, so we had all the schools showing us, right?
Yes, we
left
have
one.
No, they're
No.
all the school.
From Constanța, actually.
Ah, sorry, I forgot.
I missed
We have
one.
invited you first of all. Excuse
Yes,
me.
yes, that's fine.
Yeah,
we were ready for the second presentation, but we didn't
didn't
want to
raise the hand.
interrupt. Yes,
Go on.
and we
Sorry.
also wanted to. I wanted to say some words after Moise Nicoară National College in Arad presented the idea of their project. If you remember, it was about the quality of the water, and we somehow have the same idea this year, but we extended it. Actually, let me introduce this PowerPoint presentation. I hope you can see it. The idea of the whole project, starting from our students, was the importance of water. The importance of water mainly in our houses in two ways: drinking water and water for other necessities inside the house. Drinking water, as it seems that we don't give so much importance to tap water, which sometimes is better to drink than bottled water. In some special conditions, you know that the recipients, the usual recipients, bottled water is sold, are made of plastic. So we live in Constanța, where temperatures in summertime are very high. So sometimes keeping water in plastic bottles and drink it later on in the day may be more harmful than drinking tap water. On the one hand. On the other hand, water consumption for other necessities within houses is an extended subject that we would like to study for the next year, actually, because we also want to see how much seasons influence the consumption of water inside our houses. But for this year, we will only study tap water in comparison with bottled water, drinking water, that is, and we want to make people aware, after we have observed the quality of water within our chemistry laboratory, with the help of the university from Constanța, if this is possible, and the pandemic conditions allow us to do so, and also with visits for the water at the water provider in Constanța region, which is going to take place next week probably. So to begin with, our students prepared the questionnaire that they are going to talk about later on after I introduce the plan, with 7 questions, 3 of which are important for drinking water, and here they are, and the others are important for water consumption in their houses. As for the time frame, we are here at the moment. The 1st and 2nd of February are reserved to make this PowerPoint presentation with the result of the questionnaire. They introduced to approximately 150 students in our high school. And then we plan to visit, as I told you, the county water provider. And also we started yesterday, I think, to do some experiments in our chemistry laboratory. After they observed the quality of water from their houses, and also in some bottled water that they usually buy from supermarkets, they are going to make some flyers, videos, posters, and promote somehow the drinking of tap water. I mean, maybe the fact that it is at least as good as bottled water in some circumstances. Then we are going to do, based on, of course, all these experiments and also visits, the poster for our project. They are going to make the video, and hopefully they will present it in the graduation ceremony, as you said, on the 22nd of March. We also had some ecological activities in January. Here's a plan on months for this first part of, for this year's study. Tap water quality in Constanța versus bottled water. This would be the main theme of our project this year. And it will end in May with a debate on tap water versus bottled water in our school. And the activity plan that we are also uploaded on Moodle platform, as you suggested it. And now I will stop my sharing of my screen, and I will ask our students to show you the result of their questionnaire, if that's okay. Thank you. Luisa, Delia.
My name is Luisa, and I'm in 11th grade at National College Mircea cel Bătrân, Constanța. And I'm going to share my screen presentation. Just a moment. The title of our survey was The Importance of Water, and we had a big amount of responses from our colleagues, around 100, if not 100. We had 100 answers from our colleagues, and my colleague Delia is going to read the first question.
For the first question, we asked our classmates how much water they drink daily. 2 liters being the recommended amount. So the answers were 42% for less than 2 liters and 58% for 2 liters or more. So the majority of them actually drink 2 liters of water, which is a good thing.
For the second question, we asked our classmates if they usually drink tap water or bottled water. That being a very important question because it's the main thing for our study. And the answers were 72% for bottled water and 26% for tap water, which means a lot of them are drinking bottled water. And I think that is a very important thing because we somehow want with our study to make our students learn that that bottled water can be sometimes as harmful as tap water, and maybe after our study will finish, this process will change.
After that, as a fun fact, for the third question, we ask our classmates if they know that bottled water goes out of the date. And if I know correctly, that's because of the plastic, not because of the water. And the majority of them, like 68.3% of them said yes. So that's a good thing that they know that. And only 32.7% said that they didn't know.
For the third question, we ask our classmates if they prefer to take a long relaxing bath or a quick energizing shower. This was a question about water consumption, and 52% of them answered quick and energizing shower, and 48% for long relaxing bath. The majority was for the short shower, which is a good thing because the shower, a quick shower, is using a little amount of water comparative to a long bath.
For the fifth question, we ask our classmates how much water they save on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being a lot and 5 being a little. So the majority of the answers were at 3, like 59% voted for the scale 3. So yeah, they save some water, but not too much. But we think that we can improve that point for the future. That's our plan with this questionnaire and for the project itself.
For the sixth question, we ask our classmates how much water them and their family use for daily household needs in 1 month, on a scale from 1 to 5, the same as the one before, and 1 being 0 to 1 cubic meters and 5 being 10 cubic meters. And the answers were 3% for scale 1, 18% for scale 2, 44% for scale 3, 34% for scale 4, and 1% for scale 5, which means the majority of them were somehow on the medium consumption amount. As you can see, the more the highest percentage is on the scale 3, and more of them, 3% of them used a very little amount of water, and only 1% of them use
much water.
And now for the final question, we ask our classmates in what household activities they think they use the most water, and they use 85.5% for personal use and 33% for domestic use and 1% for others. So the majority of them use the water for personal use, like shower or things like this. So yeah, that's where they consume the most amount of water.
Thank you, girls.
Thank you very much. I have just one comment. If the agenda is to show that tap water are better to use than buy the mineral water because of the plastic and the money that you need to spend, and the lifetime that is shown that the plastic is shorting the lifetime of the water quality, we need to know first what is the quality of the tap water at your city or in the other city that you are exploring. I'm not sure, but because sometimes there are water that are arriving to our home, but the quality is really low in the matter of the taste or the smell. Sometimes there is a color because it depends what is the source of the water. So what I'm advising is to...
Actually, this is our plan for the STEAM project.
Okay, so this is great. You need to make sure what is the source of the water at your town to have an analyze. Not
This
so
is
much.
they are already starting to do, but not the girls that they are presenting the questionnaire this evening.
I'm just making sure that we know that sometimes taste and smell can affect us in the use of the water. If I want to drink from my tap water or if I'm not. Actually, I used to live in the north of Israel and I used to drink tap water, and now I'm living in the center of Israel and I'm not drinking tap water directly from my tap. I have like a mini bar. So this is really important point to show, because and also I have another comment, like Dvir said in the beginning, the form of showing the questions there were great. Just you don't need to write the first question, the next question, and second question. You can just write the question, and then you have like a full speaking area. And when you are presenting the results, it's really important to talk about what is important. Like if we are asking if we save water or not, and the most percent of the people said that they are not saving water, let's talk about that. Let's make the point, and we don't need to have the attention to all of the group that we studied, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. Let's talk about the one that they were the most percent and the lowest percent. Otherwise, it was great. Your English is really great. Continue, do the great job. It was really impressive. Thank you. Dvir, do you want to say something?
I have some question. Do you want to continue to use a questionnaire for other people, or you stay only with the students? From your students, because I think in the population of the city to have an imagine how is the consumption, it requires more and more other activities and some other level of people's how they use the water. And regarding the last two questions, you have to be more specific regarding the daily consumption per person or per family, which is different. Which, when you ask a family, depend how many persons are in a family. If you want to know the family consumption, If it's only one person, it's a one consumption. 2 person, it's another consumption. 4 or 5 person in a family, it's another consumption. And regarding the last one, and regarding the purpose of the consumption in daily activities, drinking water is 2-3 liter, cooking is different, washing is different, washing body, washing clothes. There should be more specific to know exactly which is the consumption in different activities. Maybe means 6, 7 activity, different activity during the day. We have water consumption, but the topic is very important. How to can avoid the bottle water consumption or to reduce in order to reduce the waste plastic in the environment. Thank you.
I want to add a little bit before Shlomo will say his thing, because I see Shlomo is eager to say something. I want to give you a small detail. A single shower in average takes 8 minutes, and you use approximately 60 liters of water during these 8 minutes. So something you can ask, a very simple question to ask is, how long is your shower? How long do you take a shower? And that way, because when you ask people to measure something, it's very important that they will measure something that they are familiar with. So measuring time is very simple. Measuring water consumption is very difficult, because do you know that washing dishes takes 40 liters on average? People do not realize 40 liters is 40 kilos. It's a lot. So what you can do with questionnaire is give people an opportunity to measure something they know of.
Well,
for instance,
if I may say, this is the object of the project, which will continue after the moment of March 22nd. 22nd, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. They didn't brainstorming the way they are going to.
We didn't actually consider in detail this measurement. Thank you for your ideas. Yes, they are very useful. But the idea of or this water consumption within their houses will be measured for our next year's project, as we want to consider seasons as well, and we want to have a longer period of time so as to monitor water consumption, considering some rules that we would like to introduce into their houses, or I know, to save water, you know?
This is absolutely correct, and you should look at it in the long term. But regardless to your plans, it is difficult to present a qualitative questionnaire with quantitative results.
Yes,
because
I told you that, yes, the questionnaire is for both our project, this year's and the next year's projects. So because the team will be approximately the same, and they had these two ideas, these distinct ideas. So that's why we combined them somehow to have a starting point for both of them.
Well, it could be a little bit confusing, as Florin said, and we said earlier, sometimes when you want to present an idea, it should be very focused, because if you want to talk about water consumption, excellent. If you want to talk about water preservation, that's excellent as well. You can choose the focus, because sometimes more is less. So
yes, you're right, but we wanted to show exactly what we did.
This is not a criticism about your work. I want to say to everybody, this is not about how bad you did your work. If you've done it and you've presented in a foreign language to someone from a different country on a project you've never done before, you've already succeeded. So this is not a backward criticism. This is about how you can improve your work on a general basis. And if our suggestions coincide with your plans, this is a very good situation we are in.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Shlomo, did you want to say something?
Okay, thank you. I have a question to my colleague, Ilesco. I also a number in Rotary Club Ramla. I coordinator this project to Poland. How many clubs now they work of this project in Romania?
In this project, there are now involved eight Rotary clubs from Romania and Moldova district, from 145.
Discrete 145?
Clubs, yes.
Very nice. Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are just in the time, 1 hour like we scheduled. No, but it was a great meeting. I'm really happy. I think that all of you done a really good job. You can be proud of yourself. Again, this is not, we want just to make sure that you are on the right way and you have a good idea and you know to do the idea. This is not a criticism. We are your friends and we want together to succeed. So please continue the good job. I will send Florin the plan for the next time that we are going to meet, so you have a time to prepare yourself. Something to add, Dvir?
No, but if Amnon would like to say something, this is, I believe, the
Yes,
proper
Amnon
time.
is here. Yes. I forgot. I'm sorry. Amnon, good evening.
Good evening. I would like to say that it was most enjoyable to see the work and to see Lital and Dvir and Florin run the show with Shlomo. And I was just a guest. I was with the club from Kosovo tonight, with this governor from Romania as well. So we had a very busy night, 2 sessions in parallel, and I'm so glad to see that you make progress. And one last thing, remember, we will start to do the twinning in our next meeting. So the fact that you progress with the project is wonderful. This is exactly what we need to do. Next, we will do the twinning, and then we will start to prepare for the graduation event. And then, of course, you can continue the work onwards and prepare for next year as well. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amnon. Thank you, Florin and Doreen. Thank you, Shlomo, for being here. And all of you teachers and students, you were great. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Good evening.
Thank you, Doreen.
Good night, Florin. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.